This is going to be a good video. Of course, before this video starts, last week I announced my first ever giveaway. It's for a Negan and Glenn action figure set. All you've got to do to enter is follow me on Twitter and Instagram, be subscribed to the channel, and include hashtag giveaway in your comment below. It ends on the 29th of May, and the winner will be revealed in the nearest video after that date. Good luck. So I did find some stuff about this new walker, but I did want to dedicate some of this video to just following up and expanding on what I said in my first video about this new walker. Because a lot of people on that video in the comments really misunderstood what I was trying to say most of the time. People just completely saw past the whole point of the video. Now, not everyone did, but there's still a good number of people that didn't get what I was completely trying to say. And I think that it's important going forward that you do. So I'm just going to go over the video, rephrase some things, get some things straight, and then we're going to look at a picture that may be the new walker. So firstly, people were quite annoyed that I mentioned Game of Thrones in the way that I did. Well, I made that video straight after the Battle of Winterfell, and the only reason I even mentioned Game of Thrones is because of how well they did zombies in that episode. And yes, they are zombies. It doesn't matter who's controlling them, it doesn't matter what's controlling them, it doesn't matter their speed, it doesn't matter what they're called. The definition of a zombie is a corpse being brought back to life, and Game of Thrones did it very well. And considering we're talking about The Walking Dead, of course I'm going to bring up another show that has tackled the whole idea of a zombie. I also said many times in that video that we can't compare them, and I won't compare them. Yet people in the comments, as soon as I bring up another show even remotely competitive with The Walking Dead, people are quick to assume I'm saying it's better. I'm not. I did, however, say that we all have to agree that Game of Thrones is on a completely different level, because it is. That statement isn't disputable. Game of Thrones has dragons in it, it's on a different level. Now, there were a lot of bad comments on that video, but there's one that is especially stupid. You blasphemous fuck. It's Romero zombies or fuck off. I know Game of Thrones did not do zombies better. Game of Thrones zombies aren't even zombies, they are magical. Go figure, a British fuck not have a clue about zombie culture. You stick with your 28 days later bullshit zombies. It's a common theme when anyone mentions George Romero in the comments, they're always trying to protect him in a way. They feel like they're doing him a favour by hunting down anyone that even for a minute says they like fast zombies. And this guy says I don't know anything about zombies culture, so I'm guessing he's a connoisseur of zombies. So I'm guessing he would have known that not only did George Romero star in a Call of Duty Zombies map with fast zombies, he fucking was one. In 2012, a map for Call of Duty Black Ops 1 came out, called Call of the Dead. Now, Call of Duty Zombies are already renowned for being fast, but in this map, George Romero literally starred in it. He was the main boss for this map. So being so closed down to the idea of fast zombies doesn't make you different, it doesn't make you edgy, it just makes you look a bit stupid. Unless that's your opinion, of course. This person then goes on to say the White Walkers in Game of Thrones aren't even zombies, they're magical. It doesn't matter what's controlling a zombie. If it's dead, if it's a corpse that has been brought back to life, it is a zombie. In this case, the Night King controlled all of these dead people. He brings back the dead. In the Battle of Winterfell, it's an army of the dead. These are zombies. He then brings up 28 days later, saying they are bullshit zombies. As much as 28 days later is one of my favourite zombie movies, if we're being correct about things, they're actually not zombies. They are not dead, they're just people infected with the rage virus. I've seen a lot of people say that walkers can't run on The Walking Dead because they're dead bodies. 90% of the walkers we see on The Walking Dead now have been decaying for years. They can't just start running, can they? No, they can't, exactly. That's not what I was saying. What I was saying, if a still alive person was killed and their virus was all of a sudden accelerated, if it was advanced, then them having just died, they could avoid the decaying process and start running as a fresh zombie. And I've seen some people say, why haven't we seen this new walker on The Walking Dead then? Fear the Walking Dead is set a few years back, so if it happens on there, we should see it in the main show. Well, not exactly. When we saw the bloated well walker in season 2, it's because of the well. A specific place, a specific time this walker was stuck in the well. We didn't start seeing it everywhere else, did we? It would be the same here. Something happens to a walker in Fear, it wouldn't automatically happen everywhere else, just to where this walker is. When Robert Kirkman says it will change storytelling, I think it will, for the remaining season. Unfortunately, I just don't see it going into the main show, depending on what it is. Another thing I saw a lot of people mention was walkers did run in season 1. Well, they didn't actually run in season 1, they were just fresh walkers because they had just turned. They were fresh walkers, maybe 3 months old at the most, and so they were fresh enough, they still had some muscles to be walking that fast, but they weren't running. When I'm talking about fast walkers being in the show now, I'm talking World War Z fast, Game of Thrones fast, 28 days, something like that. I recently watched Black Summer, something like that would be really good. That's realistic as well. I was really surprised to see so many people comment that I had watched too much Z Nation, because I had never seen it in my life until a couple of nights ago when I decided to watch the first episode. I'm still scarred by how shit it was. Before we look at this new picture, there's one more thing I need to address: the water heater. Now, I know what a water heater looks like. The only reason I said it was some kind of biohazard tank was because the frame before Althea covers the left of the screen, there's a bunch of wires and colours which I've never seen in a water heater before. However, the frame I showed in the video was just Althea covering the wires, and so it looked like I was calling a simple water heater tank some kind of biohazard lab machine. Literally every day I look on YouTube Studio, there's always at least one comment of someone saying these exact words: "That's a water heater, my dude." So many people have said the same thing, but I've deleted them all. Stop. So let's finally talk about this new walker. The picture of the walker in the thumbnail is actually from the Fear the Walking Dead Season 5 promo poster. Now, promo pictures for the Walking Dead seasons and Fear the Walking Dead seasons have never been anything to go by. This was until Season 9 of The Walking Dead, where we saw a helicopter in the background that would later be Rick's exit to the show. And then in the Fear the Walking Dead Season 5 promo, we now see a plane. Of course, we saw this in the trailer for Season 5 as well. To the right, we see the barricaded walkers we also see in the trailer too. But at the very bottom left of this poster, we see another group of walkers. The walker at the front of this group is standing with conviction. He doesn't look out of his mind. He doesn't look like a normal walker. He's standing there with conviction, like he knows what he's doing. And not as much, but I think we can say the same for the walkers behind this walker. So let's assume and theorize. This walker and a special group of these walkers are half human. Of course, all walkers are human, but there's something about these walkers keeps them in control of their dead body. Now, The Walking Dead and Fear the Walking Dead are always good at making realistic reasons for walkers to be different, like the Well Walker, like the Scorched Walkers we saw in Season 5 as well. There's always a realistic real-life scenario that makes walkers different. But what could possibly happen realistically or at all that would make someone who's turned still conscious and still in control of their body? Well, there is actually a way that could happen. I feel like the only way we're gonna get a fast walker or a half walker in the show is if something happens to the person when they're alive or when they turn, and it mutates the virus in their body. Like Dr. Jenner explained in Season 1, the brain, all the memories go. But what if as soon as you die, the virus saves you, allowing you to keep your memories, but you're still gonna be wanting to eat things? You still have all the features, all the instinct of a walker, but you still remember everything you had before. This would mean we'd get fast walkers because they're still human. We'd have walkers that don't decay, because their brain is still something that makes them human. Instead of the virus removing all the person's memories, it just accelerates that and adds a walker instinct. Now, for this to happen, for the walker virus to accelerate the brain to corrupt in some way, how could this happen? Well, on the Fear the Walking Dead Season 5 poster where we see supposedly these new walkers, we see an exploded building. And like we saw in the trailer for Season 5, Alicia was laying down on a fence with a sign underneath saying radioactive. In the most recent promo pictures, we see characters looking through gates, looking through fences, looking through places that are locked for a reason. And I think this involves this new type of walker, because I believe the only way the virus can be corrupted is with something called radioactive decay. Radioactive decay, also known as nuclear decay, is the process by which an unstable atomic nucleus loses energy. It does this by emitting radiation. So if we're talking about this walker virus, in the event of a radioactive explosion, the body would lose gamma rays. And of course, in this case, we're assuming a radioactive power plant went into meltdown or exploded, affecting the people we see in this poster, these different walkers. So in a radioactive explosion, of course it would just kill people. But in the Walking Dead universe, everyone's got this virus. So if infected people were in the area of such a big radioactive explosion, they could surpass the negative effects of the virus. And the positive effects, such as never really dying, remain. The negative effects is their bodies would be scorched. They would have burnt black skin. They would have all the appearance of a normal walker, apart from they don't decay. Because they're still alive, their brain is still somewhat intact. They can still eat and have functioning bodies, but they will have that inevitable instinct as a walker to eat living things. So the characters in Fear the Walking Dead wouldn't just have a new villain on their hands, they'd have a near invincible one. Now that's just my theory on what I think this new walker could be. Of course, there might not even be a new walker. However, Robert Kirkman did say there would be a new kind of walker that will change zombie storytelling. And the only way to change zombie storytelling is to change a zombie. But let me know in the comments what you think. I don't feel like Robert Kirkman would have announced or teased a new kind of walker if it wasn't going to be anything drastic. And remember, Fear the Walking Dead is a version of The Walking Dead where they can fuck around on. If they wanted to go a bit supernatural, if they wanted to go a bit unrealistic, they could get away with it. On the top right of your screen right about now, you're going to get an eye icon. Just click or tap on that and you can vote in the poll. Do you agree with my theory about the new walker, or do you completely disagree? Just make sure to comment what you think, because my one right now is either a fast walker or a half walker, which I think the half walker is a bit more realistic, but then again that could even mean we're getting a fast walker too. In about 10 seconds some more videos are going to pop up on your screen. Yesterday's video was the top 10 worst The Walking Dead characters, so if you want to see if your favourite characters on there, make sure to watch that. And if you want to hear more about Fear the Walking Dead, then make sure to watch last week's video about Troy. Make sure to subscribe so that you are the first to hear about The Walking Dead. Thanks for watching. See you soon.